Okay, we are live. Just gonna put it here. Mhm. Okay, I think we have someone here already. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. Um, thank you. I'll try to wait for. I'll try to wait for two or more people, then we can start. Mhm. Okay, we have someone here already. Thank you for your patience. You're welcome. If you can just drop a comment so we can know where you're watching us from, or just so we know that we have people here, you can just drop maybe your name, where you're watching us from. You guys are welcome. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Okay, without wasting much of our time, I think we can start now. Once again, good day, everyone. You're welcome to today's section on graduate school. Okay, studying abroad. Okay, all right. Yeah. So, for those who do not know me, my name is Olamide Mercy, and currently a graduate student studying in the United States. And this channel is just created to help people, especially prospective graduate students who are looking forward to securing scholarship opportunities, just to provide information and a lot of insights along their journey to studying abroad. What we mostly talk about in our webinars and live session is just about studying abroad. So you guys are welcome to today's section. I'm so excited to be your host for today. And yes, today's section we have a special guest here with us. So this time around, it's not just a student, but like a doctor. We have a doctor here with us this morning. Okay, thank you for joining. We have a doctor here this morning, and we will be discussing scholarship opportunities and funding opportunities in Hong Kong. Yes, so it's a country in Asia, I think. But without wasting much of our time, I also want you guys to know that you have room for question and answer along the line. So if you have any question while our speaker is talking, you guys should there'll be room for question and answer. So let me give the room to our speaker to introduce himself to you guys. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Temitope Kehinde. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
Um,
well,
yeah. So, so if you like to, like, probably you can tell us what's your research field, what's your research area, like, what did you study while you were studying in, Hong Kong?
okay, all right, thank you. So, my research area is on portfolio optimization using, let me say, portfolio management. It's also same as optimization in some cases. So, I actually work on portfolio management using DEA and AI. So,
Oh,
actually, when you talk about portfolio management, there are three aspects that make up portfolio management, and that's the aspect of selection problem, aspect of optimization problem, and aspect of a prediction problem. So when we talk about portfolio, we are talking about maybe um, things like stock market, we are talking about things like crypto, we are talking
Okay.
about things like treasury bill, government bonds, and the likes. So there are a lot of people that have money and they want to invest, but they don't know what to do.
Okay.
So portfolio managers come in and they help in solving those three issues, which is the problem of selection, portfolio selection, or asset selections. Some will call it asset selection. Then it also help to solve the problem of optimization. So the optimization in this case is to, okay, let me start with the selection first. When you talk about the selection problem, it's about, okay, let's say for example now, stock market, there are thousands of stocks in the world. In US alone, there are more than 10,000 stocks. So there are more than 10,000 stocks. And the customer feel like, okay, can you tell me which stocks to buy?
Okay.
So it becomes a selection problem because you cannot actually trade on 10,000 stocks at the same time. So how
Oh,
do you know the best stock to actually choose or to trade on? So that becomes a selection problem. That's why I use a method called the data
okay.
implement analysis. So
Very,
then from the selection problem,
yeah.
data implement analysis. So from the selection problem, you have to progress to the optimization problem. And when you get to the optimization problem, the problem is about two things, which is the returns and the risk. Because when you actually trade an asset, there are two things. You are expecting a return, right? Okay, if I trade with crypto, I want a return. I want higher money. And for every return, there's a risk involved. So
Oh,
it becomes an automation problem because you wanted to know, how do I maximize my return? You want to increase your return at
so
a what? At a lesser risk. Okay.
yeah, sorry to coach you. So what field is that? Is that like in economics, engineering, social science?
Okay. Well,
What was your
in the
what
world
was
of nowadays,
your background on? Like what did you like your bachelor's was on in which background?
okay. Okay, my bachelor was on industrial and production engineering from the
Oh,
prestigious
engineering.
yes, industrial and production engineering
Interesting.
from the prestigious University of Ibadan, the first and the best university in Nigeria.
Immediately
And
you
my
said
masters,
prestigious, I was expecting UI, U of I. Yes, I say U of I, UI.
of course, the
Yeah,
Premier University. Okay. So
interesting.
then my second degree in the same field, but option of engineering management. So
Oh, wait,
that's
nice.
a master's in industrial and production engineering, option of engineering management from the prestigious University of Ibadan, first and best.
All
So
right.
my PhD is also in the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. So from the prestigious Hong Kong Polytechnic University in Hong Kong.
Wow, interesting.
Yes.
The word polytechnic and university, like, is it like it's a polytechnic and a university together?
Yeah, it was actually a polytechnic before and later become university, I think 30 years ago.
Mm.
So it's one of the youngest university in the world.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Youngest university. Did you
Yes.
say?
One of the youngest.
Okay,
Not
interesting.
recent, like,
It's okay.
yeah, with the age. It's just 30 years old, unlike when it's got at 50, 80, 70 years old.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again, thank you for joining us here today. And I believe thank you all also our viewers that are joining us from every part of the world. You guys are welcome. So we're gonna start with me asking you questions so people can gain from the questions. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Thank you. So we're gonna start with me asking questions, and we'll talk about the we talk about certain things, then I will give room for question and answer from the audience. So you guys should please stay along, to not leave, so you don't miss any insights while we're discussing. Okay. So yes, talking about Hong Kong scholarship opportunities. And I believe you are a beneficiary of this scholarship opportunity. You've gone through the process and you know what it entails. And yes, we are yet to like gain insight from you. And we want to we want to firstly understand like um this scholarship opportunity. Is it just for master student, just for doctors and PhD, or it's both for masters and PhD? Like to know.
Okay. The very scholarship I won is called Hong Kong PhD Fellowship Scheme. So acronyms HKPFS. So the scholarship is actually meant for PhD student alone. That's all. But there are other scholarship for masters. But majorly, most of the scholarship for masters are not that prestigious as the one for the PhD, because the PhD is so, big
Yeah.
and juicy and all encompassing. Like it covers a lot of things, like your conferences, seminar, research trip, workshop, anything. So it's very, very prestigious and one of the most prestigious scholarship in the world.
Wow. Really? Why do you think it is the in the world?
Yes, because I doubt if there is any scholarship as prestigious as HKPFS. Because first, this is a scholarship that pay you uh, financial benefit as high as 3,000, I think 600 US dollar. Or let me just say it in our own currency. That's 28,100 HKD. So
Monthly?
that's about around 3,600 US dollar, if I'm not,
Monthly.
yes, monthly. So, and
Wow.
not just that alone. Yearly, you get something like worth of maybe $3,000 to just free money. Then, aside that, you go for conferences, you'll be fully sponsored for your
Wow.
conferences, and you're allowed to go once in a year. So, if your program runs for 4 years, that means you can go for a conference or research trip or anything for the whole 4 years once in a year. And also, they also sponsor like research exchange, or is it what do you call it?
Yeah.
Okay, some school call it research something something. So you also allow, and they will also be paying extra money for going on research exchange. And also, there are a lot of other benefits like stationaries are free. You get cheaper accommodation, and you also get accommodation for at least 2 years of your study. And getting accommodation on campus is far cheaper, like 5 times cheaper than getting accommodation off campus. So people lobby to get accommodation, but as HKPFS scholar, you tend to get automatic accommodation for at least 2 years of your study. So there are a lot and lot of benefits. There are a lot and lot of
This
benefits.
is really good. This is really good. Like you say, $3,600 monthly. I feel like that is very good. But like, I don't want us to really divert, but I want to ask questions so people can get insight. So, would you say that the cost of living is not really high compared to the stipend you are being paid?
Okay. Well, relatively, I will say it is not high. Or let me just say personally, I will say it is
All
not
right.
high.
Okay.
Because life is all about choice. You understand?
Yes.
Why I said so is because getting this money now, you can choose to live an expensive life, you can live a moderate life, and you can also choose to live maybe extremely low, uh, low
Yeah.
valued life.
Like as a
So,
student, like I don't think you should be living an extravagant life like as a
so it's
student.
not that I said it's all depends. But during my time, because I'm an open person, so I will tell you at least I save out of the 3,000 US dollars, I save not less than 2,000 US dollars every month.
Oh, then that's a lot
So,
of money.
and I
Then
still live very well. Like I eat anytime I want. Food is never a problem abroad. I go for I can go for anything. I enjoy my life. I go to club once in a while and I enjoy life. So it's not as if, and I still give. I do a lot of charity. People know me very well, so I do a lot. I have an NGO, so I personally fund. So
wow, and you
to
still have a
let you know
lot of
that.
money to save. Interesting. So this
So,
to my viewers, to our viewers, this is another opportunity. This is another reason why I feel like you guys should take advantage of every study abroad opportunity you get, because you can see you get to study, but at the same time you are getting stipend, so you don't have to worry too much about finances. You understand? So you can as well save while studying, right? So this is one good opportunity I will encourage everybody to grab. Okay, so let's move further. Talking about how did you get this scholarship opportunity? What did you do? Did you like search for it online or did you come across it somewhere? Can you give us some details about that?
all right, thank you. My scholarship journey started in 2016. So
Okay.
I actually finished in 2015 my BSc. And while doing my what's it called, NYSA, my service service year, I actually have the belief of what next after after service.
Yeah.
So I was like, is it work or scholarship? So I have to weigh my options, and I felt like pursuing a scholarship is better. So I've been trying, since then. I have a lot of stories as regards my scholarship journey. It wasn't easy. It was a journey of 4 years, and it was a very, very, um, uh, interesting one. Yeah, full of up and down. So when I started my scholarship journey, I joined a WhatsApp group founded by scholar Lugaf. So
Okay.
Yeah, he's a renowned scholar. He's a renowned scholar and a mentor. So this guy funded HISF and I joined in 2017. And from there, I gained a lot of insight as regards scholarship, a lot of insight. There we had a lot of mentors there that mentor us, a lot of them. So, but time will not permit to be mentioning their names. So now talking about how I got about HKPFS. So there is this scholar called Dr. Timothy, not a doctor now, but I call him Scholar Timothy or Dr. Timothy. So he shared the flyer in the group and said, do you wish to study in Hong Kong where you be earning so a month? So I won't lie, personally, I won't lie. It was that amount I saw then, which was still the same. I think then it was around maybe 3,000. I'm not too sure, but it's not up to 3,006 because every year the money increased. Yeah. Every year the money increased. So when I saw the money, I said, to study and be earning this kind of money, how possible is this? And then too, I don't know anything about Hong Kong. I always think Hong Kong, there's a controversy between Hong Kong and China. Some people always think maybe Hong Kong is actually inside China and all that. But that was like, is it China or Hong Kong? They said no, Hong Kong. So I have to research more about, is Hong Kong China or is Hong Kong a different country and all that. So after getting to know everything about Hong Kong, I actually put in the first year. And after putting the first year, the result was negative. I mean, like I didn't get the
Credit.
scholarship. So it was the second year that I tried again, and it was a very long journey because why some people always believe that you have to wait till an application open. I actually started applying for this scholarship 6 months ahead. You'll be shocked that I said I started applying 6 months ahead. And I know some people will like query the fact that is the application open or how do you start the scholarship 6 months ahead? Yeah, I started scholarship 6 months ahead because one of the most important step in this scholarship journey to Hong Kong is to get the supervisor, and that's the hardest task when it comes to um getting a scholarship in Hong Kong. So I started looking for supervisor 6 months ahead of the scholarship opening, and I thank God that I got a supervisor the same week I started. So after getting a supervisor, we started working together, discussing research and all that. So I've already prepared my essay and all that. So immediately the application opened, I submitted my work, put on my application, and leave the rest in God's hands. And as God will have it, I won it. So
Wow.
yeah, exactly. So
Interesting. That's a great one. So, like, just before we move further, also something to point out from what you just said, you guys do not give up. If you get rejected in your first application, do not give up. This is a testament to being consistent. You can see he tried in the first year, and later on he did not get it in the first attempt. But the
exactly.
second time when he started applying earlier, you got it. And this is just to show you that you have to be consistent, you have to be determined, and you have to be like, oh yes, I'm going
Yes.
to get this.
Sorry to cut in.
Yeah.
Even don't think maybe I only apply for Hong Kong scholarship, but
Oh
I have
yes,
more than 300 rejections. So don't
300
think it's just an
rejections.
easy task. Yes, more than 300. Why I said 300 is this. I count every mail I sent out as an application.
Oh, okay.
So most of those applications are like sending emails and no positive return. Then also there are a lot of, like, for example, I applied for Commonwealth more than 15 times. Why I say 15 is because yes, during my time, I don't know if it has changed now. In Commonwealth, an application, every school, you have to prepare an application for every school. So an application, Commonwealth doesn't have limits. You can actually apply for more than as many as possible schools, and each school will be a fresh application. So I remember I pursue what's it called, Commonwealth for 3 years. So and each year I can submit like 8 applications, submit like 10 applications, and all these applications will carry its own references, essays, and the
Oh my
likes.
god.
Yes, I don't know if it has changed now, but then people who apply like 2016, 2017, they let you know that they can attest to the fact that every application is independent. So if I'm applying for Commonwealth and I pick a particular school, that means I have to apply independently, different essays, different calls, and all that for that particular school. So then I can make like 8. And I remember there was a particular day in 2017 that I woke up from sleep and I got 9 rejections. So these
9
are part of the story.
rejections.
Yes, 9 rejections. But
God.
when you just wake up and you check your phone like any mail, because every morning, even till today, I check my mail every morning. Maybe I wake up, I won't even like. Sometimes I may even check my mail before praying. So I will check my mail so that I just say, oh, new mail. Maybe I check. I have first, second, third, ninth, and then when I check all that, they were all rejections. So these are part of the story, because when some people say, how do you get it to Hong Kong? I already had a lot of story, to tell
Yeah,
that it wasn't
interesting.
easy. But along the way, we keep learning. In this life, you miss 100% of the shot you don't take. So I just keep, shooting my shot and hoping that one day, one will click. So that's just it.
I like that. That's a very good one. I think this is going to encourage people that are watching us. And this is why I tell people, like, you have to keep trying opportunities. Try. Don't say that, oh, because I want to go to US, I want to go to UK, that then I'm just going to be applying. Open, you are looking for like opportunity. You don't know the one that you're gonna get. You don't know where you would be selected, where you're gonna get that funding. So apply to opportunities that come your way. Either so far it's fully funded, I believe you will be fine. Yeah, so that is should be your main focus. Don't limit yourself to just certain opportunities. Open your like be wide to be open to a lot of options as regarding scholarship. So this offer is still like it's entering my head like this as you're saying it. Oh my god. Like let's forget about talking about the amount alone. I feel like when you are
Yeah.
studying and you are being paid that amount of money, you have this opportunity, you have this mindset to focus because you feel like, yeah, I don't have to worry about food, about money, about house
Sure.
rent. So you're able to like concentrate on your studies, which is a very good one. And I want to encourage everybody watching us to take note of this opportunity. We are going to talk more about how to apply and all those things later. Yeah. So prior to you getting your this opportunity, did you have funding? Did you have masters before that?
Sure.
Oh, so you
Yes.
had your masters before
Yeah.
now. So do you think people that do not have masters, they have do they have higher chance of getting admitted or they do not?
Sure. But one thing about Hong Kong is for PhD here, um, out of 100%, I can say 90 or more are always first class. So if you have just first degree, so far you're in first class, then you are good to apply. So you are
Okay.
fit to apply. So there is no need to
Okay.
worry. But first class is like a very, very important criteria here that they don't joke with. But there are people
What
with
first
two
class?
and two.
They
So
didn't
don't
know first class. I
first
think
class, yeah.
people don't know first class. They don't know like they think they just have a cutoff. How do they know first class in Hong Kong?
Yeah, through your transcript and your certificate, they will know
Okay.
whether you're in first class. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if you have two and don't be discouraged, you can also put in because I've seen some guys that are 2-1, but just few. We have friends that are 2-1
Thank you
too.
for
So
that. Thank
don't
you.
because she's a first class, society. So and now so just try and put in even if you have 2-1. But if you have 2-1, you need to also try and make sure you balance it through the other aspect like your publications, maybe conferences and all that, maybe other things like community engagement and all. So just make sure you have other things, certifications and all. So just make sure you have other things to balance it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that information. Yeah, I was going to ask something like, you are a first class student, right? You are a first class. Okay, interesting.
Well,
So,
I'm privileged to have a first class.
okay, but you
So
just mentioned something now that it is not only like if you have 2-1, you can also give it a try. Okay, so
I'll give
if
it a try.
you can also give it a try. Then, outside the CGPA requirements, what are the other requirements for applying for this scholarship?
Okay, let's be sincere. There's one thing about me. I'm always very, very straight and very frank in my words. So this scholarship is not cheap. I won't lie to you. For example, the amount alone is 20,100 HKD, and when you convert that to naira, that's like 6 million naira. This is not for fun, not talk of other benefit and all.
Yeah.
So let's be sincere, this is very, very competitive, and I won't lie to you. So don't just think like, oh, let me just apply and just no. For example, 2 days ago, I reviewed someone essays. As I was reading the essays, I was like, this thing looked too smooth. So I just checked my keyboard to see the AI, and the AI was at 84%. I told the person that this is automatic knockout. 84% AI for a prestigious scholarship. Abba. So during this time too, it wasn't easy. Though there wasn't
There was
AI
no
then,
AI.
like
There was no AI.
84% AI. So you can imagine. So, but during our time, we wrote these things ourselves and we gave it to friends, mentors to help us review. I won't say a lot of people, even about 3 people reviewed my work, my essays. So it wasn't easy. So now when you talk about the requirement for this kind of scholarship, one is academic excellence. And the academic excellence is about your CGPA, your grade, which is either first class or at worst 2-1. But if you are 2-2, well, I won't say it is impossible, but it is almost impossible. Let me say that. Now, after academic excellence, and academic excellence also involves your maybe your like past awards. past academic award, if you have won scholarship, oil and gas and all that. So like my very self, I had about 2, 3 scholarship, about 3 or 4 scholarship during my undergraduate. So I won total E&P scholarship. I got challenge club scholarship and also NSC, Nigeria Society of Engineer. There's a competition there that I won. So all these things and all this award must be evidence based, not just saying it in your essays or in your essays. Just you have to have an hard copy to upload as part of your supplementary project. If they don't see the hard copy, that's another trick that people don't know. They just write in their essays, I won this, I was the president of my fellowship, I'm the president of my society and all that. If there is no evidence to all this claim, I'm telling you, 0 points is going to be awarded for all those things. So there must be evidence based. So if probably you want to show evidence of your leadership, evidence of your academic excellence, they must be. My proposed supervisor told me, any that is not evidence based, don't put it.
Okay.
So please note that. So
Note
academic excellence.
I'm
so
sorry.
Academic excellence. Okay.
I'm sorry to cut you. You guys should take note of that. That is very important. If you have any, like you're trying to like add any award, any leadership, always add your supplementary document so it counts. Yeah, you can go on that. Yeah,
it counts. Okay. So I think I've explained academic excellence. That's your grade and your past awards. So then also research ability and potential. And when you talk about research ability and potential, that's basically your essays.
Okay.
If you don't have, basically your publications. If you don't have publication, maybe conference proceedings and all these things. So we will like, I don't have publications, but you have a project that you can actually publish. Let me tell you, at your level, nobody expects you to have Q1. And if you have, it's an advantage. But if cannot, no, it's not easy to have publications in all this.
Do not know what Q1. They do not know what Q1 is.
Okay. I mean, like high impact factor journal. So you can just look for a kind of maybe faculty journal at first. Though having Q1 or high impact factor journal, is a boost. But the question is, how many of us in Nigeria or African countries can actually publish at our early stage? When you are just finishing from BSc, it may not be easy to have good publication. Even till today, throughout my PhD, I only have 2 publications throughout my PhD because it's not easy. Publishing top tier journals are not easy. So, but what I'm saying is like you must give something as evidence of your research ability or potential, and that comes in form of your publications. So, if you have any project, at least everybody must have done final year project. So, make it can turn into publication. Speak with your supervisor, then publish it at least in a faculty journal or maybe a low tier journal. So also your conference, you can participate in your school conferences, and nowadays things are easier. There are a lot of virtual conferences online that you can always participate. So it's not a must to travel outside Nigeria to participate in a conference. So when you have a conference, evidence of conference participation, whether poster, presentation, or you actually have a conference proceeding to show as evidence, have it and make sure you upload evidence. So then evidence of communication and interpersonal skills. So this is basically maybe like your TOEFL score and IELTS. And as luck we have it for Nigerians, we are being waived from such exams. So it's not a must you have TOEFL. Even for all the universities in Hong Kong, they see us as proficient speakers when it comes to English language. So we don't have any problem about that. So then the last option is your leadership skills or leadership ability. So that really counts a lot. So all those leadership positions you have occupied in the past, you can actually put them. And like I said earlier, evidence-based, not just saying I was the leader, no, there must be evidence. So if you know it doesn't have evidence, then don't bother to put them. So leadership potentials, like leadership abilities, shows like truly you are capable of being a leader or working as a team leader when you get it. Then also your recommendations. This, I will emphasize this because I think it carries like 20 points out of a total of, I'm not too sure, but I think around 120 because it's been long. But actually got access to the document then as regards how the points are being graded. So your recommendation is very, very important. And I remember one of my mentees is now a scholar here. He also won HKPFS. His supervisor wrote just this, his 2 recommender, they wrote just 2 lines of recommendation for him. I couldn't believe it until I check it myself. Yeah, the 2 recommenders, and they are both 12. They wrote just 2 lines.
Just 2 lines?
Guy. I'm telling you, I can bring the guy. I can even give you the guy's contact. So I'm not lying. It's not as if I'm joking. I'm not saying this.
What did they write? Can you tell us, or it's not sharing?
Nonsense. They wrote nonsense. I'm telling you the truth. This person I can connecting with you. Don't think I'm joking. They wrote 2 lines. He's a good boy, he's hardworking, and I believe he can perform in the PhD. Is that a recommendation? I'm telling you. So you have to choose your recommender wisely, and make sure that they write something good for you. Even if of course the supervisor was so merciful, you have to say the graduate school called my attention as regards your application. I mean the proposed supervisor here that when I check your application, they said your recommendation were just two lines. Who are the people that recommended
Imagine,
you?
like, oh my
So
God.
he
Yeah.
was just given the opportunity for second chance, and no, not in all cases where
Everybody will
people
get
give
that.
even such opportunity for second chance. So it was then that you now have to call them, explain to them, okay, can I draft something about myself that you can at least use for your own final draft. So that was how we saw that issue then. So write something good. Like I'm telling you, your equation must be very standard. So
I'm
those are
sorry
the things
to
that
cut
matter.
you about that.
Yes.
So just to add to that, I think if you're asking for recommendation letters, always communicate to your recommenders. Always communicate with your
Sure.
recommenders. Let them know that please, I really need like this thing. This is it. So not all of them are aware about this scholarship. Most of them are aware, but not all. So always
Sure.
communicate with your recommenders. If possible, get them a draft, share with them.
Exactly. Because that draft is very important. For example, now, sorry, if you are out of school for like 2 years, it's possible that your supervisor must have forgot, some things about you. So
Yeah.
if you say, okay, sir, you are not saying you should use the draft, but this is a draft of myself. So that many person can know your status. Okay, you have maybe, for example, maybe just have a new publication, it's part of it. So it might, okay, so you have this. So you will know how to make the final draft. So
Yeah.
always send the draft to your proposed supervisor, to the recommender.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
That's a good one. Thank you so much. So
yeah.
I believe we are all gaining insights. We are getting insight. If you guys can drop your questions, we would attend to questions later. If you have any questions, why he is speaking. And you mentioned something about talking about the research experience and all. So I just want to also elaborate on that. Just a short one. You guys, please. You are not really expected, just like you said, maybe you're an undergraduate or you're just finishing school, you're not expected to have like a publication immediately. So you can leverage on your thesis. You can work on your thesis. You can use that, or probably like attend conferences. There are a lot of virtual conferences. I'm just repeating what he said though. So you guys that are just joining us, or if you missed that, take note of those things. Those are just ways in which you can build your profile.
Sure,
Okay. Yeah,
sure.
thank you for that. We appreciate that. So
Yeah.
now we've talked about the requirement, and I think we've talked about the scholarship benefits. For those of you that missed the upside, you have been paid 3,600 US dollars. That's like a lot of money. So I want to ask, did you have to pay any application fee for applying to Okong University?
Okay, all right. For the application fee, yes, it is compulsory for all schools. So the amount varies from between 150 to 400 US dollars across the school. But one thing is sure, they won't waive application fee in Hong Kong. So don't bother writing. Don't bother. So no one's going to waive application fee for you. So if you know
Interesting.
you cannot pay the application fee, then forget about Hong Kong. I've
Oh
not heard of
wow.
any. Yes, I've not heard of any case of application fee being waived for anybody. No.
Oh wow, interesting,
Yeah,
interesting. That's a
exactly.
good thing to take note of. Oh my god. Okay. So you
Sure.
have to pay application fee. And
Yes, you have to. Yeah, yes.
okay, so then talking about code emails. Code email works, right?
A lot, and that's even the first step. Like I said earlier, that you need to secure your supervisor. And how do you secure your supervisor? By sending out a code email. Now, let me talk about this code email. A lot of people will actually want to draft something. Let me tell you, this is Hong Kong and this is China. They are non-native speakers, so don't come with grammars and be writing lengthy code email to impress the supervisor that you are a proficient writer or a prolific speaker or anything. No, nobody cares about it. If let me tell you, they don't even read most of these code emails. That's why many people don't get reply. So just be as
Simple
possible,
English.
as brief.
Simple
So,
English.
and what do you say?
I said simple English, right?
Yes, yes, simple English. Don't like, because most of them are not native speaker, and so you can't blame them for that. We are the one that doesn't value our own language. They value their language here, and that's even another problem we face here because of the speaking and the accent. It's not easy, but we just have to adapt.
Yeah.
So Simple English, very short, concise, and straight, like succinct. So no need to. And also, now what you do the major work in your code email is your attachment, which is your basically your CV. So you could also always attach their certificate and all. To me, it's not necessary. I didn't attach any of these things. And if you attach it, it's fine. But what actually counts is your CV. And in your CV, this CV is also another aspect that a lot of people mix up. They will imagine sometimes people will send me CV to review. I will check the CV, 4 pages, no evidence of research ability or potential. Even some people will send me CV, no evidence of academic excellence. How? They will not put their grade, they will not put their CGPA, and they will tell me they are sending me CV. So if I'm checking your CV, I cannot see your grade, I cannot see your CGPA, I cannot see your class rank. Then what am I checking? I don't understand. So a lot of there are simple things that when I see that, I just imagine like, are these people really ready for graduate school or not? So when you send your CV over here, I don't know of other countries, indicate your CGPA, indicate your grade, which is whether first class or 2-1 and the likes. Indicate your class rank. They also use that here a lot. Class rank is like maybe you are 1 out of 70, maybe your position is second out of the total number of the class. So indicate that. The another thing that matters to them is the research, like research evidence, like maybe your publication, conferences, and the likes. Then your work experience too. Now, in this work experience, some people always think maybe they like you, they like maybe schools here like to see something like, oh, I work with maybe a very big institution. No, they even prefer more of teaching experience. I'm telling you, or all these little things like research experience. And when you talk about teaching or research experience, it's not a must that is formal. For
Yeah.
example, some of you have mentors, like have professors as mentors that maybe they do call you for, come and help me mark, come and help me read this or review this paper and the like. What you are doing is actually research assistance. What you are doing is actually teaching assistance. So you can put that in your CV that, okay, research assistant in so department. Because for the professor to be working with you, it's not a must it pays you. So it's still part of work experience. So you can put that as whether research experience or teaching experience. And those things really count because they know that when you are coming in, you most likely work as TA or RA. So they want to see evidence of teaching assistantship, research assistantship, not actually BB company. I work with companies still. If you have those BB companies too, it can't. But what I'm saying is like, even if you don't have the little ones of assisting your lecturer at work, assisting your professors also count a lot, even far better than working with industries.
Yeah.
So I think that settles it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, somebody say 3,000. Yeah. So that is the truth though. Honestly, $3,600 monthly. Yeah. So to not go to not divert our attention, I would like to also ask you a question as regarding this application. Is it like it is just for STEM or non-STEM, or it's is it just for STEM or just non-STEM, or is it for everybody? I know you're a STEM person, right? Engineering. So are these opportunities open for non-STEM as well?
Yes, the opportunity is open for all field,
Okay. Oh,
whether STEM or non-STEM, and it's equal opportunities.
oh,
So yes. Well, this is another thing I want you to take note. No, I don't know. I may not be able to quote this adage well, but there is this adage that says like, if someone to cut a tree
yeah,
for 7 hours, that you first of all use 6 hours to sharpen the what the axe
yeah.
before using the remaining 1 hour to cut it. So you see, if you want to, I do tell people like, you want a scholarship of so a month, you want to be in a school, for example, not just I just use the money to just catch boost. It's not just about the money. For example, out of the 8 government university in Hong Kong, we have just 8 government funded university in Hong Kong. 5 among the top 10, top 100 in the world. That's more than 60%. Which country in the world can boost that? 60% of its university we are among top 100 in the world. Which country in the world? Even US cannot boast of that. Cannot give such a.
Nigeria
Yeah.
can of
No,
that.
let be sincere. Like, out of 8 university, you have 5 out of 8 being rated top 100 according to THE or QS. You can check it out. 5 universities are rated among top 100 in the world, both THE and QS.
Wow.
So this is not a joke. You have you have this prestige of I graduated from top 100 university in the world, and this prestige also counts for your future when you are looking for a job, and not just job. For example, there is all these global talent visa like UK, like Australia, like many countries, Netherlands, and all that. So the fact that you also finish from those top universities, you can actually, move to the next level by going to all this country. So what I'm saying, this is not a joke. Give it up. Give
Mm.
it up. So now, if you are going to apply for this university, for this kind of scholarship, take your time, read. Everything's on the internet. The website is there. Now, there's a part of this information that people need to know. There are some research that get more slots than the other. You asked me if non-STEM courses are being allowed to participate, and I said yes. But the truth is, they fund more STEM courses than what the
No.
non-STEM courses.
Yeah.
And in the STEM courses, not just all areas did they fund. They fund some areas more than the other. It was part of what I actually, watch closely there.
Discover.
That in
Yeah.
this area, the research that I took was one of these is like I said, oh, this is where we see more fund, because they say, okay, more emphasis will be placed on the following research area, and one of it is, I think, research on myopia. Please, 30 seconds. I need to charge my laptop.
Okay, take your time.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so while we are waiting, okay, yeah, go ahead, go
That's
ahead.
fine, yeah. So I think they fund a lot, like when it comes to myopia, they fund a lot of research, they fund a lot of research on myopia here. Since that, so if you are someone like Chinese medicine too, they fund a lot of people working on Chinese medicine and some other courses, maybe like I think it calls something on procurement too, or inventory. So there are about 6, 7 researchers that they fund more. So if your work aligns in those areas, you can actually also write more on those areas, look for what to do in those areas, and write something novel. And in your research proposal, because in your application you also need to write research proposal. What
Okay.
matters in your is the novelty of that proposal. Like, what exactly is the new thing you are bringing in? If it is not new, don't deceive yourself. Nobody will read your application. Nobody will bother to even fund such. So you must actually bring something new. And how do you discover what is the new thing to bring? Read more on all these research papers, review papers. When you read the review papers, you will see what's called research gap. So in those review papers, they will tell you about what has been done in the past, what is being done at present, and what is the future research direction in that line. So when you read those future direction, then you now think about how do you want to solve those problems in the, as stated as regards those future directions. So if I can get all those things together, write something sweet and polish it well, make it well articulated, I believe you surely win the scholarship.
Thank you. This is really like a lot of insight. Even I myself, I'm getting a lot of information, and I believe our viewers today are getting a lot of information that they need. To This is not just about Uncle right now. It's also, you can also apply all these in along the line when you're applying to various scholarship opportunities, because for most scholarship opportunities that you will be applying to, you have to write statement, CV, essays. So all these things you can also like apply it. So if you have applied, or if you're applying to various these things, take note of all these things. You can adjust, make any adjustment that you have to do. So these are the things that count really. It's not like people that get all these things, they have like special these things, just the work. You mentioned something like if you want to like cut a tree, like a big tree, you spend more time trying to like sharpen the axe before like trying to cut the tree. So work on yourself, build yourself, write your essays well, and package everything well. Nothing is too small. Just like he mentioned again, I would go back to that. He said little things count. Like for instance, if you have just experience working with a supervisor, just not really like it has to be formal or something like that you are being paid for. You can just package all those things. Me, I always tell people that I go through the statement proposal there. I'll be like, oh, you can talk about this. It does not have to be something big. Just all those teaching skills, teaching experience, research experience. These are the things that they really want to, because those are the things that will really help you along the line. Okay, so Dr. Temitope Kehinde. So I have another question for you, and it is about teaching assistantship and research assistantship. So for like US schools, you either a TA or a research assistant,
Sure.
TA or research assistant. So for Hong Kong, is it like that as well? Do you have to like be a TA or RA, or it's just RA, or which one?
Over here, they don't do RA. If you are doing RA, it's more of probably independent job.
Oh,
Like, it's
okay.
not related to PhD scholarship. But for PhD, we do more of TA, which is teaching assistantship. So, and it's not very hard. It's just I think 12 hours in a week.
Okay.
And for some people, maybe 18 hours in a week. And If you are lucky, your supervisor may not even stress you. May like my very self, maybe my first year, I thought in my first year, other years I didn't do anything. I only mark script. So to them, it's also part of TA. So like other years, sometimes I mark script, sometimes I vigilate. And if you look at it, marking script, you just take maybe like a week, and that's all. That's my TA for the whole semester. If I work as probably a vigilator for that semester, that means I can just vigilate for just 1 week. After vigilating, that's all for my as regards my TA. So TA here is very easy, and the scholarship is always different from TA. TA is just like something that looks like voluntary, like okay, just have to do it, and but not like okay, if you don't do it, you'll not be paid. No, the scholarship itself is different. So, but just like TA, just like one of the criteria that okay, still even though you are being paid as a scholar, you still have to work with your supervisor or any other assigned instructor as a teaching assistant. But it's not very stressful like US, and it's not too too strict, like, oh, you must take attendance and all that. No, it's a very kind of easy journey. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's interesting. Oh my God. I'm feeling like, oh, you guys are enjoying over there. So now we'll talk about the application requirements, the scholarship opportunities. In case you missed it, they are paying $3,000 in come. So yeah, I think those things are really good ones. So let's talk about the we want to like talk about the challenges. We know like we need to learn as well. We want to know what we are going into. What are the challenges that you faced as a student while studying in Okong? It can be like maybe academic challenges, cultural challenges. Can you share with us any challenges you faced so
Okay.
far?
Sure. Every life is all about
Not a bit.
good and bad. So you
Yeah.
cannot rule away the challenge part of the whole journey. And one of the biggest challenges is the communication barrier. I won't lie to you. It's in Hong Kong that you see someone that presents in English, like presents maybe his power slide in English. I go back to him and say, okay, I read your slide, and he started talking and he said, sorry, no English. So he'll be like, I just presented in English. So just say like forget. So it took me a very long time before I know that some of those presentations were actually crammed. I'm telling you. So yes, I'm telling you. So as a result of that, it becomes very hard even when you have challenge with your research area, no one to consult, like
Really? So like
because
what's the official language over there?
you mean outside school, right? Like the country official language.
Yeah.
Yeah, the country official language, if you go online, you see it Cantonese as one. They will now put it as two English. So they put it together and say Cantonese and English. But I can tell you that it's more of Cantonese because even when you're looking for a job, they just tell you Cantonese. Like 80% or 90% of the job here will tell you language requirement, Cantonese. So it's
I
still
have
more
a
of
question.
Cantonese and
So
English.
when you were being taught in school, were you being taught in English or Cantonese?
English, yes, yeah, English,
Okay,
yes,
English. Okay. Yeah,
yes.
I think that is okay then. That is okay because
But still, when you want to communicate with them, most of them doesn't want to communicate with you because of
but they taught me in English, so I can communicate with them in English.
a lot of you won't understand. They use a lot of tools, a lot of translator. Like you'll be sure I said that. That's why I said earlier that you may do somebody will do a presentation now. You'll be like, oh, this guy is flowing, he's speaking well. And same person will tell you no English after the class. So or just like my English is bad. I cannot speak, my English is bad. So like sometimes
I
we
get
have challenges of oh, I
sorry.
just want to explain this to me, but nobody to talk to except my African brothers.
Oh
So
my
it
god.
becomes a problem. So to form a team becomes a very big problem with the locals. Except we are working with the foreigners like Pakistani, people from Indians and all that. Or
What
maybe
about you trying to learn the language? What about that way?
well, learning the language is a good thing, but it's not easy because the language itself is not Chinese. I'm telling you, it's Cantonese. You can check it up. So like it's not we are not like China, fully China like that. There is a kind of partial autonomy. So the language itself is very hard. Like in my church, there is someone that volunteered to be teaching us. And while teaching us, I was shocked by knowing that over here, for example, when you say, how are you? I think that how are you is Neoma. So now when we were interpreting words, the how are you and the interpretation is not like how are you. Like it's not like how in Chinese, and you it's like you saying that you are how. So it means like for you to translate to Chinese, you come with the last word and put it as you. So it's very hard. That's what I'm trying to bring out. Like, it's not as if you just learn, okay, what is how in Chinese and put and note it. What is ah in Chinese and what is you in Chinese, and that's okay. Ah, you miss so. No, it doesn't go that way. And that problem is that in the language there is this kind of tone. So this always have this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it's like high tone and pronounce it as low tone, I'm telling you, it's a no. They don't understand. They tell you they don't understand. Let me use this as a last example. Like whenever I'm coming home, my area is called Kamchin. That's where I can pronounce it, the spelling, Kamchin. But whenever I tell them, they will carry me to the wrong place. But I got to know that I have to pronounce that Kamchina. Kamchina.
My God,
So
it's so funny.
I was just like, but what I can read from this is Kamchin. And when I tell them, they say, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know. So it's not easy to learn, but or I don't know, but people here too, we just have to live with it and know the basics, but it's not easy. So apart from the language issues, another problem I face here is like, the government funding this scholarship, let's be sincere to ourselves, it's not funding it for fun. They are expecting something in return, which is the output, the research output. And over here, I told you that the schools are well rated. So they are not being rated for fun. It's based on their output. So when the kind of output they want from you is not just a child's play. Like, it's not something small. For example, they want you to publish in top tier journals. My oga will always tell me, Ken, that's my nickname here, Ken, I need 20.0 impact factor paper from you, which we all know that it's not, especially for my kind of field. Even I've not even come across anything like 20.0. So when my guy is not telling me to now look for 20.0 impact factor paper, so I don't even know what to even propose or to publish in 20.0. And I've not even come across, in my own particular research, I've not seen 20.0 impact factor paper. So what I'm saying is, like, they want you to give them best of yourself, like in terms of research output, which is your publications. Publication, basically, they don't count conferences here. So they want to publish like 5 papers. We have people that publish like 20 papers here within 3 years. Some publish like 25, some publish like 15 papers. So it's not easy. And those papers, they want you to be publishing high impact factor, not open access, not MDPI journals, not all these. No, I'm telling you the truth so that you know what you are coming for. So you are not coming here to publish in MDPI. You are coming here to publish in top papers in Elsevier, top papers in Springers, top papers, not just your normal papers, top. So those are the things that count here. It's also a challenge, no?
Yeah.
Publishing there. So another thing is the climate here. The climate, the terrain here is rugged. A lot of mountain, a lot of oceans. Humidity is very, very high all the year round. Very, very humid. And the sun, so even though here it's not like all the Arab countries, we don't expect 50 degrees. I think the highest I've experienced here is like 39. But still, I don't know. That 39 is even seems to be hotter than Nigeria temperature that we maybe in the northern part that we do experience like 40 something. Because over here, that humidity is just, when you complement the sun, it will be like your body will just be producing water at times during the summer. So those are the terrains, like I said, there are a lot of just a lot of mountains, a lot of island, a lot of, it just rugged. Like I've never seen 2 plots of land there that is plain. I've never seen just 2 plots of land here that has a plain surface. So everything is always like, so these are the things we face, and those are part of the challenges that we have to live with. And the food too, unlike Nigeria, there is no pepper here. There is no anything. There is no swallow, except we go to African restaurants. So I just have to adapt to their food, and their best food is just rice and pork here. So for those people that do not like pork, you may be forced to like pork because that's their best meat. So they eat a lot of just rice in the morning, pork in the afternoon, night. So most of the time I go to African restaurant, which is very, very costly, but I just have to,
adapt. You've adapted. So how have you adapted? Have you adapted to the culture, to the weather?
Of course. For the weather, I've adapted. And
so you think we'll be fine if I get a scholarship opportunity? Then you'll be fine, of course, right?
Of course. Even the feed, everything, the food too. I now eat their curry sauce, their macaroni and all that. Their macaroni is always watery, and I'm used to all their food. I can eat all their food. So I eat a lot of duck.
Oh wow! So I think one thing studying abroad has also taught us about is adaptation. You will
Exactly.
learn,
That's
you
true.
have to see, but you have to adapt because you have to survive. And these
Of
things
course.
are not really tough. They are not things that will take your life or they
Of
would
course, no, not at all. Not
be a
at all.
threat to you. It's just for you to be aware that you have to adapt to certain things. You have
Sure.
to. It's not like you are looking for a scholarship. You are getting money, right? You are studying.
You have to you have to also learn
You have
to
to learn, you have to adapt. Yeah, so like we are running up. Oh, we have questions. I did not know we have spent so much time. This is a very
no, no,
interesting
no. That's not even.
section. And yes, we have a lot of questions, but I have a question before that. I would like to like, do you have any culture shock in Hong Kong? Is there any culture shock that you've experienced so far? Probably like any culture shock, maybe anything aside the challenges that we need to know.
Okay. Aside the challenges, well,
That
not.
you don't do in Nigeria or where you came from that you experienced that you're like, oh, this is very different.
Nothing
Okay,
much.
Hong Kong is very good. Okay,
Yes, because Hong Kong we are is very diverse. So
oh, very good.
you can decide
Interesting.
to align yourself with maybe the white. There are a lot of Westerners here, a lot of Asians, and all. So it's a very
Thank you.
diverse society. So
Yeah, so we're going to take few questions. So are
yeah,
there? Oh, yeah, you mentioned that there are specific areas prioritized for funding, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
So
sure.
what are the areas? Can you just give us maybe one or two or three for us to know?
Okay, well, you can always check that up. I've forgotten, but I remember that myopia is one of the biggest area, and then Chinese medicine. So anyone working on research related to short-sightedness, it's get a lot of funding here, or maybe like optometry or so. So those kind of research get, because I think my school is one of the leading universities in the world that want to find cure to the problem of short-sightedness. So they
Oh,
really,
that's
yeah.
good.
So when it comes, so if your research related to all those optometry or so, then also Chinese medicine, I don't know, since we are Nigerians, we know, or Africans, we know take Chinese medicine as something serious. The others, you can check them up. I forgot it because it's been long. That's like 5, 6 years ago. Oh, 5 years ago when I was applying. Yeah,
Okay, we did not talk about when is the application cycle for this scholarship.
yeah, application usually opens between September 1st to December 1st. So in a week's time, the application is going to close.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Wow, wow, wow. But
And also there is something maybe you forgot to ask us. Most of our discussion has been like centralized on PhD. So also for masters, there are scholarship, and there are lot of scholarship. So, but not greasy and not robust like the PhD on. So, but for masters, there is no specific scholarship that's cover the entire you know university. So it's always like department specific. So if just can take the pain by going to each school and each department, all the information you need will be in that department. So
mm,
we have a lot of friends that have come here for master scholarship. Though, like I said, it's not big, but at least something that can most time cater for your tuition waiver and probably give you a little stipend, which after you are done, you can actually look for a good job and be fine.
okay.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. We're gonna have questions more. You guys, for those of us that are just joining us, this is Dr. Temitope Kehinde from Hong Kong, and I am Olamide Messi. Please subscribe to this channel for more sections like this, and so you get to be notified when we have live sessions and so many updates about studying abroad. Okay. And when I mean studying abroad, it's not just about US. We've talked about UK, Hong Kong, Australia, Turkey, Russia. So okay, thank you. The next question we have is oh, you mentioned the range of application fee. You said $140 to three.
No, 150 HKD to 400 HKD. So it varies across different.
Okay, so what is the value in naira? Like, can you do you
Yeah.
know?
No, Naira is not the exchange rate is not constant. So, but at present, the exchange rate is just put at let's say 220 for now. Or right now, let's say
So
220.
220 naira is one UK.
Okay, 220 Naira makes one HKD. But
So
don't forget, it varies. It's not always constant. You know how fluctuating
okay,
the currency can be.
so that's like 33,000 naira. Oh, good, 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 good. So I think you can still afford it. Minimum 33,000 naira. So you guys should
Because
look into that. Thank you for asking that question, born teacher. And how do we get access to review papers?
yes, you can download that from Scopus, from your Google Scholar, from many of these database. So from Web of Science, depending on the one you are used to. So you can
Okay.
get review papers from anywhere.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bonfisha, you've listening to that, so you can get to go online and get go to website and download papers to review. You guys can start dropping your questions. I can see the questions coming in. Thank you. So we just talked about how much is the application fee. So like the minimum is, I just did a rough calculation. The exchange rate fluctuates. So 33,000, let's say 30,000 to 30,000 and above.
Yeah,
Okay.
between 30,000 to 100,000. Just
Yeah. So talking about master scholarship, yes. I think he mentioned that there are scholarship opportunities for masters. It's not just PhD this time around. So there are a lot of scholarship
a
opportunities. So
lot, yes, a lot.
yeah.
And one of the like the best scholarship you can apply for is a particular scholarship called IPS. That's International Postgraduate Scholarship in HKPU. HKPU means Uncombatis University. So it's a scholarship for MBA programs,
Okay.
MBA, Master in Business Administration, and they have a lot of program under their MBA. So they give tuition waiver and they give stipend of up to like 10,000 HKD. So, like I said, it varies across school. Like there's a school called Ligna here, Ligna University, and they take a lot of people, even people with tutu. I have a lot of friends that have tutu and they gain admission to that school. So,
Oh,
and they still get their, let's say, partial funding or fully funding. So, you can also consider that university, even if you are looking for BSc, they also give some scholarship here for BSc. Like there's a school called University of Hong Kong here. That's the first university and the best university. So they offer scholarship, even country specific, like for Nigerians undergraduates. So I have friends that are actually studying there on scholarship for undergraduates. So you just need to take your time. Well, scholarship application is a full-time job. So take your time. It's when you've done your own that you can reach to mentors or to guidance to actually ask questions. But if not, I can't be the one to tell you, you go and read this. No, these are things you do on your own. It's a full-time job. So
yeah.
that's
Thank
just
you, doctor. Honestly, me myself, my understanding is really has really expanded. Like I've gotten a lot of information, a lot of insight from you, and that is it. This is why we bring people like you here to share your experience and what you passed through, your scholarship journey with us. And this is really helpful, I must say. Thank you so much. And so moving on to the next question. Someone is saying, thank you so much for the insightful section. Please, what should be the minimum percentage for AI detector? And how do one attach proof of evidence for each leadership role? And sorry to before Dr. Timtepe answered this question. Me too, I have a question because I've noticed something. Most times, even when you don't use AI will always write it out. You will put your this thing in AI detector and it will show you AI wrote this thing. Because when I was writing my statement of purpose, there was no AI, right? So I wrote it by myself, no AI. And let's say like in I was just maybe I'm just playing around and I just put it, let me see how many this thing. You can just see like 40% or 50%. What? Something I wrote by myself. So what will you say to that? And what should be the
okay.
minimum percentage for AI detector?
Okay. It's okay. Yes, there is possibility that you write something yourself and AI will still tell you it is, we still flag it as AI. But
So
you
what
know, in statistics, I think you study statistics, right?
yeah,
So there is this something called type 1 error
type
and
two
type 2
error.
error. So it's possible that the computer too can make a mistake. And that is why I
Interesting.
think the general acceptance of AI is 20% or below. So it's as like if it's 20%, that area can be like, I don't know if that is called type 1 or so, but
Yeah.
can be like error that
So
the computer
yeah.
actually claim what is not true. So because of that, so if you say if it's 20% or low, then you actually like zero. But
Mm.
if it's more than 20, if it's like 40, though you may still be right if it is the original one, because that person I said wrote 84% AI. He told me that he didn't use AI. I said, I won't believe this. Oh, my own system is telling me that I use 84%. As me, it's still like 20 now or 30. I can see assume that maybe it's a type 1 error or so. But with 84%, no one will believe you. No one will believe you. So you just have to keep it right in case it flag it as AI. It's just the same thing with plagiarism, like similarity check. Sometimes I've written things by myself and it's telling me 8% plagiarism, and I'm still like 8% similarity. So I was like, but I didn't copy anyone. Well, it happens. So that's why all this computer and AI, they are not 100%, you know.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
But anything 20% or below is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, thank you. So that's interesting. You talking about type 1, type 2 error. I find it
Sure.
interesting. Yeah. So type 1 error is just like you fail to reject something that is true, that is not true. Like something is not true, right? Like an hypothesis is not true, and you fail to reject. And also type 2 error is when you accept something that is false. Like the thing is just about, which makes sense in terms of talking about the AI detector. So that is something interesting. Thank you, Sarah. So how do one attach proof of evidence? This one you can attach it with your supplementary document. When those spaces for supplementary document, am I right, Doctor?
Yeah, sure.
All
Like
right.
during my time, I attached like 30. So supplementary is
The
yes,
document.
of
Oh,
course.
wow,
They only
interesting.
stated that the supplement should not be more than I think MB. So they didn't say it must be pages. So I only work with the MB. I think the MB then was like maybe not more than 15 MB.
Mm,
So I attach a lot of documents. Like for example, I attach my NYSC. People don't know that those things count. NYSC is also part of volunteering or leadership. I
any
was a
documents that you
just man
have.
for NCCF. I attach my NCCF certificate. I attach so many things. That's why a lot of people always think you have to have a big. No, all these small things can't. NCCF, Muslim Student Societies, all those things they can't. Just add them as many as possible. So
Yeah.
they all can't. Yeah,
Any
just add them.
award, any leadership skills, anything.
Anything, just add it.
Yeah. And
You
if
know,
you're
I was also empowered then too. I added it that empowered. I volunteer for empower and all. I added everything, and they all counted. Yes, they
oh,
all counted
nice.
for me, and they were all graded
Oh,
as important.
interesting. So you guys, this is also to encourage people that are staying in school or you have
Sure.
an opportunity to volunteer. Always make sure that you volunteer, like not always make sure. Try to participate in all this community
Yes.
development, leadership experience.
NGOs initiative.
Yeah, and
Yes.
also try to always encourage those organizers to give you certificates to show that you did all these things. So that is my only, like, get your certificates because these are the things that you can show. It's not by show like talking. You have to show the evidence that this is it, and yeah, that shows that you are not forming anything or you're not faking anything. Yeah, we are running out of time, but we are getting a lot of information. So you
Sure.
guys can. We are not. I don't think we will take more questions, but just let's read the questions we have here. I think that has been answered. Yes, there's a scholarship group, and there are a lot of scholarship group.
Lots.
Just like you said,
Thousands.
yeah. Somebody is saying scholar theorem, Mavrundi. Are you scholar theorem?
Yeah, my nickname. I had a lot of
I've been
things.
seeing a lot of people have been saying scholar theorem, scholar theorem. Like,
Yeah, that's my
this is
nickname.
oh, interesting. Oh, yes, scholar theorem. It's nice to have you. No, you people, you get it wrong. It's not scholar theorem, it's doctor theorem. Change that there's a difference
That
between
one is just a title now.
that title
It's
has
nothing.
that title
That's
has
just a title.
honestly, doctor theorem.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Temitope Kehinde from oh my god, this is a fan of Dr. Temitope. Nice. Thank you, Onima. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, Dr. Temitope to the world, Scholarterium to the world. Yeah, so there's a scholarship. Yeah, so you guys follow this account and subscribe to this channel. There's also like follow, subscribe to this channel, and you can also share this with your friends and colleagues that are looking for scholarship opportunities. Okay, Oluwafemi, yeah, you just talked about MBA. My course of study for masters is under that department. Okay, good thing to note that you took note of that. You said, can you say something about it again? Right.
Okay. Just check the school out, Hong Kong Baptist University, and just check that scholarship for MBA program. So there are a lot of schools. No, why I say I cannot give more details. This scholarship are like many. So it's not like there is no generic scholarship for all this. Like, okay, for this particular course, this is a scholarship. For this particular course, like, this is scholarship attached to it. So it will be very hard for me to give a. Just check first. When you do your own due diligence, they can come back and ask question. You can
Thank
send your
you.
question to Olamide and you find a way to pass this question
Thank
to me.
you,
But do your
Doctor.
due diligence first by checking out the website. So the name of the school is Hong Baptist University, and likewise other schools. So even my school also has MBA programs, but I'm not sure it is as funded as HKBU. So just check all through. Like there are a lot of scholarship opportunities there.
Thank you, Doctor. I really appreciate that. So, we are rounding up, but I want you to give us an advice. Any final advice to anybody that wants to study abroad on a scholarship like you? Like what you you're no longer a student, of course, but like you that went through your somebody that wants to like go through a scholarship route just like you did. What advice will you give to them or give to us? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there is this adage that says that success occurs when opportunity meets preparation.
Mm,
So one thing is like, if you really want the success, you must be well prepared for it.
mm,
And in getting prepared for it, you have to pay the sacrifice.
mm.
Success doesn't come as ahead. So it's come, with a sacrifice. And part of the sacrifice, like I do tell people, is your time, your money,
Resources.
your energy, everything. There are a lot of things that can. So your determination, these are the things that can. Your resources. For example, when I talk about time, then while in Nigeria, there was a time I was working as a banker then. You know, ideally, that banker don't use phone while at work. It's one of the ethics and the rules at work that I don't use phone. But I'm telling you, I use my phone while working 24/7. So they said that my phone has been seized many times. My guy has abused me many times. I told my guy, I said, this is my life. Having my phone with me is not for fun.
Mm.
I'm working with my phone and I don't have my data. So at the point people always feel like, oh, are you abroad? You don't have data. I say, this is my life. Because why I said so is, for example, I joined, even till today, I am in more than 300 groups. Many
Hmm.
of them are mentioning my name because first class leaders network, I'm there. ASF, HIS about 10 or 10 groups. Yes, now collapsed to 4 groups. I am president of those HIS. Just mention that scholarship. Scholarship for students going to Germany, and part of them till today. Finland, and part of them. Even Estonia, Fiji, New Zealand. Just mention that country. I will always be in that WhatsApp group. I'm telling you, till today, research group, I'm just joining. Why? Because I always have this determination that even if it's going to be just one thing, I will always gain from that group.
Yeah.
And today, it really helped me because, like now, people will come to me and say, please, I need somebody in Finland. I'm just sending them contact. They'll be like, how do you know? I say, Bill Gates said it. I don't know. Is it Bill Gates or Warren Buffett that said, yeah, your network determines your net worth.
Yeah.
So your network is very, very important. So today now, I can say I have network virtually across all countries in the world. Even as far as maybe like unpopular some country is. I have friends there. Like I have friends in Gabon. I have friends in Tanzania. So because of the way I'm joining the group, participating actively. So this part of the sacrifice you will pay. Then the money too. You mentioned application fee and something like in this present economy, where will I pay 30,000, 50,000 or thereabouts? Let me tell you, throughout my 3 years working in a bank, I have no savings. I spend all my money on data and on application fee and on scholarship and all those things, the exams. It's not easy. I know it's not easy, but there's no other options. These
Sacrifice.
are the sacrifice you have to pay.
Yeah.
Now, those things actually pay off today. I got a prestigious scholarship. From the scholarship, I have a lot of achievement. I also touch life. People knows I touch a lot of lives because of the the sacrifice I've paid in the past.
Yeah.
So these things you can't be someone looking for scholarship and you cannot afford to subscribe for data. So I prefer to use my money to survive for data than use my money to eat. I don't joke. I don't have data.
Or
That's
buy
why today
buy
message me.
gold, buy luxurious stuffs. You have
I'm
to
telling you.
sacrifice those stuffs for your scholarship this thing because the
Exactly.
stuff ahead is actually bigger than what you have now.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
because the dream ahead is not a small dream. It's a very big dream. I think there's an idea say if your dream do not scare you, then they are not big enough. So you have to dream, dream big. You understand? So
yeah.
when we were in school then, even while in school undergraduate, this dream has been there. And I remember how we struggled through the university. It wasn't some people like, I'm sure, who are you to say we are struggling? We also struggle more than you people. Don't give a nobody. You see, nobody care with your excuse. Everybody only want to hear your success story.
Yeah.
Just like you are here today, you want to hear my success story, but nobody's asking about my struggle because that's a long story. But they want to care about how do you do it to get scholarship? No,
Exactly.
we
Exactly.
struggled. The first class is not as if I got the first class. It's my 100 level. I only made my first class in my final year. You understand? So it wasn't a joke. There have been times while in school too. We didn't eat. There was a time I've been to Owambe, what they call it, Mugomo branch. They still call it on Mugomo branch, and I got a terrible slap on that day from the bouncer just because we want to survive in school. So these are part of our, past that
Right.
nobody cares about. So what I'm saying is that everything you're passing through now, don't sit that easy, I cannot afford for TOEFL, I cannot pay for GRE, and all these things too. If you cannot even pay, if you cannot afford, just there are many other ways you can get them. For example, GRE and TOEFL now. There's this high scholar that give GRE,
Taiwo,
Dr.
ISI. Yeah,
Taiwo, empty scholarship.
yeah.
There are a lot of them that pay for all these things. So just need to keep there is another one, Education USA also. So just keep applying. I told you over 300 applications. At the point I applied to Egypt, I applied to Gabon. I'm telling you, I applied to Rwanda. I applied to, yes, now AIMS Rwanda. I applied to AIMS Rwanda, AIMS Cameroon, AIMS everything. I was just applying.
Mm.
So the decision then is like, I dream to be an international scholar. That was just my goal, that I want to become an international scholar. And as fate we have it, we got there, and we thank God for the grace. So please,
Yeah.
the
I like,
sacrifice is very important. So
yeah, just what you said really makes sense. Like opportunity, I don't even know how you said it. Like, yeah, it's a common adage, right? Like opportunity means preparation. Success is when opportunity means preparation. So
success
you
is
guys,
inevitable,
yeah.
yes.
So you guys make sure that you are being this studying abroad journey. It's not easy. I won't lie to you. It's not something. Yes, you want to become an international scholar. It's not something that you just wake up or you say you want to pay an agent or you just want to.
Sure.
This thing you have to stand on your feet and be like, I want to get this thing. Rejections will come. Dr. Temitope just told you like he got over 300 rejections, cold emailing and all those things. Like I could tell that average man, like average person would be like, I give up. 300, I give up. This thing is not my way, or this thing is this thing is not for me. Some people will be like, this thing is not for me. But one thing I used to say is like you have to have this determination and this persistent spirit, this grit in you that, oh yes, I can get this scholarship, this thing, I can get this opportunity. Try all like opportunity, and that is why I'm not like, because yes, I actually like went through the studying abroad through the US part, right? And I understand that everybody cannot go through that path directly. That is why I try to like bring a lot of scholars to come and share their experience with us. And we can also try as well, try this opportunity, try this opportunity. Don't be like, oh, this is it. US or no, UK or no. You can
Yes.
from there go to one place or the other. You can international, at least you just so far you have been funded and the environment is okay, everything. What else do you really want? So please take advantage of all this opportunity, just everything he has said. And I believe these words are not just coming based on just talking. This are talk. He's talking from experience, and this is what will help us. Experience is the best teacher. So take note of all this information. We have spent a lot of time here, more than we booked our doctor, and our doctor is a very busy person.
No, 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 it's not
He's a
easy.
very, thank you so much, doctor, for coming. But please let's just take this last questions. This is the last question, I promise. Are
Okay.
recommendations solely to be given by academians and only professors?
Well, not so, but like I said earlier, that there are secret to this thing. You understand?
Yeah.
For example, now if I don't know, I'm not part of the examiner, but the point being awarded for a recommendation letter from a professor cannot be the same
Mm.
as for a doctor or a non-academic person. So I will advise that target academic fellows, and if possible, target professors. These are the things that my proposed advisor told me, that make sure you target professors and target somebody in the academics. So I will advise academicians and professors, not all these professionals like at job or so. And also choose your recommender wisely, please.
Mm.
That's very, very important. There are these recommender, I don't know, maybe they do it intentionally, they will just be grading you. Most of these recommendations nowadays are like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a questionnaire form, and they will be grading you 5, 4, 3, 2. If you start getting all those kind of grade, I won't lie to you, it's an automatic knockout. So
The
I
recommendations are
will be the
very
one.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the grading are very, very important. Very, very. So choose your recommender wisely, not somebody that will go and, do you strong thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Theorem Scholar, Theorem Dr. Temitope Kehinde. We really appreciate your time. And thank you to everybody that has joined us. Please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. I'm very sure I'm bringing Dr. Temitope here again to this live session to come and share more with us, because we are out of time right now. And I believe there are a lot of insights to learn from you. There are a lot of information, a lot of experience. We want to stay here more. So we would still bring you here to this channel, to this live section. So please extend that grace to us. And there's everybody that has joined. We're gonna have another section next week. So you guys should stay tuned for more updates. Make sure you subscribe, and as well share these things. This you can share with your friends and colleagues. That is how you like I always say that this scholarship journey, you can't walk all alone by yourself. Tell your
So,
colleagues, tell your friends, you guys tell them this is this one. Can we talk about this? Can we look into this Okong scholarship? This is what I learned today, stuff like that. So you too, that's the way you can be a channel of blessing to your colleagues as well. So thank you guys for joining us today. It's nice to have you here. And till next time, thank you, Dr.
all
Temitope.
right.
Really
Thank you
appreciate it.
more.
Yeah. All right.
All right.